Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well. And as always, peace and salutations to the elect, the house of David, as well as the rest of the 1/3 men, women, and children whom the Lord will deliver and have mercy on at the time that he sends his only begotten son, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, which is very, very close, man. And you could tell by the spirit of the people, the spirit of the earth, that we don't have too much longer. And as we know, there was always a point when the Most High had enough, and I think we're reaching that point on the earth. We're about to see more and more abominations. We're about to see more and more wickedness, more and more strife. Betrayal is coming. And ultimately, the persecution is right around the corner of the true brethren that hold the true doctrine. All right. And anybody who calls himself an Israelite, there's going to be hell, all right, coming to a door near you. All right. And pretty much that was a test run that they had a while back, putting us on the news. But I wanted to deal with this situation dealing with Vocab Malone, in which brothers have been doing videos. Just peeped it out here in the West Coast. You see the scenery, enjoying, because this captivity, man, is, you can't be, what I'm saying? You can't just exist. And that's what we're fighting for, to just exist, with the earth and the Most High's creation, all right, through his only begotten son and Allahayim, man, and just have control over it and see it in its fullness, man. That's what we're fighting for, to be at the forefront of ushering back and righteousness back on the earth, man, because this earth is full of strife, hate, hell, wickedness, abominations, and much, much more things. So I wanted to speak on the situation with Vocab Malone, because we understand that the dude is a plant, the agent, a provocateur, and apparently this guy who used to be in Great Millstone murdered his family. And I remember the guy. He was a bug out. He was about probably 9 years ago, I believe. We had various guys who came and left, and he was a bug out. I remember him shitting on one of the brothers' floor, saying he thought it was a toilet. Just a complete bug out. He got put out, and he was with some camp, called Yisrael. Who knows? It's called be set up, but either way it goes, it plays into the hands of prophecy. They're gonna link it to us either way it goes. And I just want to encourage brothers, in dealing with situations like these. At the end of the day, they're gonna link us to being terrorists, murderers, and all of that. They're coming after our families. I was watching, somebody sent me something with Cherry Love one time, but she's a complete demon, and she was talking about they're not safe to have families. We have to get, these men off the streets. We have to take, so basically, pretty soon, brothers, these situations are going to lead to them trying to come after our children, and all of these other things. And I wanted to exhort Akim not to worry, about what these people, because these people aren't going to win. If you believe a catfish-eating demon is going to have victory, now these people are going to have their influence. They are going to have, people that hearken unto them, and that's just the way that the story goes. They're going to have influence. What they say about you will, influence the minds of a lot of people, and it's not going to be fair, but the Lord will fight for us, man, because what I want to get into is ultimately, if we're of that number, we're justified, and none of the accusations that these people come with will stand, because all we have to do at this point, brothers, is just be upright, and a few sisters who watch. All we have to do is just continue being upright, continue to being in the spirit, and ultimately all we can do is work out our own salvations and be there for the brethren, and push this word, and the Lord is going to justify those who we have chosen. So this is sort of reminds me of the rebuilding of the temple at the time of the Persian Empire, because we're building the temple spiritually, and these nations and our own people, as you can see, which they're the biggest advocates of coming against us, for telling them that we're going to have a kingdom, a rulership, a dominion, and that the rulership of this current earth is wicked, and, we're going to receive hate for that, because this world is anti-Messiah, it's wicked. So I'm going to start here as Ezra, the 4th chapter, to sort of go into what I'm going to get to. Then I'm going to hit a few precepts. Just, brothers, don't worry. This is nothing new, and it's not going to be fair, and you're going to be mad. You're going to want to defend yourself, but ultimately the Lord is our defense. This is Ezra 4 and 5 and 1. It says, "Now when the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin heard that the children of the captivity," and we're the children of the captivity, okay, "builded the temple unto the Lord God of Israel, then came they to Zerubbabel," who was pretty much the head, "and to the chief of the fathers, and unto them, and said unto them, Let us build with you. We seek your God as ye do, and we do sacrifice unto him since the days of Ashadon, king of Assur, which brought us up hither." Okay, so the heathen wanted to build with the Israelites, in which you had a Christian come onto the comment board and said the all of the nations helped to build the temple. Well, that's a lie. Just as they have no part in the rebuilding of the third temple, the spiritual temple, they had no part in the rebuilding of the temple of Solomon that was destroyed and sacked by the Babylonians. Okay, verse 3, it says, "But Zerubbabel and Jeshua and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel said unto them, Ye have nothing to do with us to build an house unto our God, but we ourselves together will build unto the Lord God of Israel, as King Cyrus, the king of Persia, have commanded us." All right. And it says, "Then the people of the land weakened the hands of Judah and troubled them in building." Okay. See if we can look up this word weaken, because that's what they're ultimately trying to do. This is what people like Vocab Malone are trying to do. Okay, and the word weakened is rapah, to sink, relax, to sink down, and let drop, to be disheartened. Okay, and one of the things that Esau Edom does is he's trying to scare us, because by him putting us on the news, we know exactly what he's capable of. By these different people coming up against us, talking about coming after our families, and that we're a threat to the world. At the end of the day, they're trying to abate, they're trying to throw down what we're doing. So they're trying to weaken the hands, all right, of the Israelites. And we understand that through prophecy, Judah would be at the forefront of bringing the Israelites back together, man. All right, because that's the blessing of Judah. It says in Deuteronomy, the 33rd chapter, this is the blessing of Judah, strengthen his hands, all right, and let basically his brethren be brought unto him. And that's what's happened. The Lord has raised up the tents of Judah, and now all of the tribes are coming together, all right, and when the Messiah returns, the throne of David will be established, because that's what we're doing. At this time, you only had Judah, Benjamin, and Levi pretty much, and the northern kingdom was pretty much in the Assyrian captivity, but then they went over here to the Americas. All right, and you can see, man, that the Americas was a paradise before Esau destroyed it. I'm here in California. I mean, and you look around, man, this place was a paradise before Esau Edom came over here and destroyed it. But this is where our people dwelt, over in the Americas, North, Central, and South America. But this time, both Judah and Israel, all right, the northern and southern kingdom, are going to come together. Okay, but what did it say? They hired counselors. Okay, let's look up this word, counselors. They hired counselors, okay? Counselors, Ya'itaza, to advise, consult, to give counsel, basically agents, just as they did that to the Messiah, okay? To try to trip him up in his words, or to deliberate, to counsel together, to conspire, okay? As we read in Psalms, I believe the 83rd chapter, it tells you the different nations that conspired, all right, to basically take the name of Israel off the earth. Now that they see us building, okay, you think that's not going to happen in our time? In the worst time the earth has ever seen, the biggest kingdom the earth has ever seen, with Babylon, the NATO, the EU, the beast system, we're prophesying the downfall of that. So to see us doing that, you think they're not gonna? If they were angry at the rebuilding of the temple at that time, what do you think they're gonna feel at this time? So they hired counselors against them to frustrate their purpose. Okay, all the days of King Cyrus of Persia until the reign of Darius, the king of Persia. So they hired counselors, and Vocab Malone is one of those counselors. Okay, in the spirit, we see exactly what he is. He's an agent provocateur. Okay, and as we always say, all of the wickedness and death that has been caused by Christians, I mean, any little thing that they can find to try to tear this spiritual awakening apart, they're going to do it. You know, and this guy who murdered his family, he was a complete bug out, man. He was a bug out when he was in that Arizona camp, which that pretty much got dismantled, you know, and then a few brothers stayed around. All right, but that ain't what we teach. You know, we're teaching that the current rulership of this earth is wicked, and it's about to be taken down. And what we're doing is building up a spiritual temple, and that's going to be the government of the new world, man. But they wrote a letter, basically. I'm going to jump to the point because there's a few other scriptures I want to get. This is the copy of the letter that they wrote, basically to complain to Artaxerxes about the Israelites building. All right, because there's always focus on what you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans do. Anything we do, everybody's gonna basically pay attention and have an opinion. But the so-called white man, he's over in the Holy Land, all right, or what is known as the Holy. They're over in that area, claiming to be the chosen people, and not one of these people have anything to say about that. But we stand for ourselves after being raped, robbed, and murdered, destroyed. We stand up for ourselves and claim onto a heritage that is actually righteous. Tell our people to put down the drugs, the guns, and all of the wickedness. Okay, and what do you have? A big fuss. All right, and then you have people that call themselves Israelites doing things to play right into the hands of the plans of these wicked. Some of them are set up, some of them are who knows. But either way it goes, these things must happen. So fret not at what's happening, brothers. This is all a part of prophecy, and it's a part of the movie, you know. And you want to defend yourself so bad, but anything we say, all right, because you have brothers that are going to do videos, you know, because Vocab Malone's thing is to link this to Great Millstone. You know, you're going to have brothers that do videos, and that's a beautiful thing, you know. But the best thing about it all is that Vocab Malone is going to lose, okay? He's going to lose the battle that he's trying to fight. All of these Christians, all of these people who are conspiring and coming together, which they have different beliefs. They don't know what the hell they believe in. You know, they're talking about the kingdom is going to be in the heavens. Some say the kingdom is going to be on earth. They say we're not going to have children. They don't know what the hell they're talking. They don't know what the Bible is talking about. Righteous order is about to be set up on the earth. The wicked are fallen, and they're trying to take your mind off of what's actually happening here on the planet earth. Is that prophecy is coming to pass, man. Okay, so this is the letter that those heathen wrote to try to stop the building of the temple, man. Okay, it says, verse 12, be it known unto the king that the Jews which came up from thee to us are come up to Jerusalem, building the rebellious and bad city. So they're going to paint us as rebellious and bad either way it goes. Even the so-called white man could be a mass murderer, a white supremacist. He could be any goddamn thing. He can rape, rob, murder, bomb. Okay, sing the Star Spangled Banner, which is basically gangster rap. That's gangster music. When you read about, when you know what was actually happening around that time, they were thriving and taking pride in destruction, destroying people, man, and a war that didn't even need to be fought. You see, destruction, death. These people are absolutely wicked. Okay, but we're the rebellious and bad ones for taking hold to our true heritage and not wanting to be black, Latino, and Native American anymore, which that's not even a true culture, man. Okay, so building the rebellious and bad city, because when we are in our right mind, we're against the ways of this world. They don't flourish when you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans ain't celebrating Christmas, Halloween, and all of these different things. See, when they have your mind, they're able to flourish. They thrive off of the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American being in a confused state. You know, 144. They thrive off of that. So to see us coming back into our right mind, it's basically like, oh hell no. You know, that's bad. You know, but if they had just stayed there and left the temple alone and went along with the get along, it would be all good. If we put tattoos on our faces and walked around and our women just became bigger whores and the men became bigger faggots, do you think Vocab Malone and any of these people would have anything to say to try to bring us to righteousness? Absolutely not. It's the problem is that we're turning from wickedness. That's when you're a problem. That's when you're a rebellious and bad city. It says, and have set up the walls thereof and joined the foundation. And that's what's happening. And as you read Ezekiel the 37th chapter, it talks about bone came to bone. Basically, that's the nation of Israel coming back together, you know, through the Spirit, through the preaching of this word, which they can't stop. Okay? And when you read Revelation 21, it speaks about how the spiritual temple, that bride, came down from heaven. That's what we're building. Okay? It says, be it known unto the king that if this city be builded up and the wall set up again, then will they not pay toll, tribute, and custom, and so thou shalt endamage the revenue of the king. So they were worried about their benefit. And see, Vocab Malone and all of these different people, they're worried about their benefit. These people just want to do as they want. They want this wicked religion of Christianity to just flourish and continue and that nobody say anything. That's what these people want, man. They're not worried about the benefit of the Israelite. They're not worried about your well-being. They see a problem with you coming out of wickedness. And that's the telltale all sign that these people don't give a damn about you, man. These people don't give two shits about you. Now, of course, Vocab Malone is going to, you know, jump on that story and try to link it. But what about all of the good stuff that's happening amongst brothers? Brothers have turned away from some serious wickedness, and sisters, man. You know, but some bug out, you know, does one act, and now that speaks for us all. But then when you try to link what the so-called white man does and Christianity does to these people, then you're lumping them all together. And Christians are responsible for the most death that this planet Earth has ever seen. Christians, okay, the doctrine of discovery, all of that, Calvinism, they were all a bunch of slave owners and murderers. But hey, let's just throw that, you know, in the background and focus on these people. All right, why is that? Because there is actually power in what we're doing. If we were some insignificant niggas, then why are they putting so much energy into us? Because we're the children of the Most High. That's why they care so much. Okay? So they're worried about their revenue. They're worried about, because when we're in a stupid state of mind, they win. You read Revelation 11 chapter, it tells you when we were in that dead state, that the nations rejoiced and made merry and money. So to see us doing what we're doing now, that's fucking with the money, honey. You know? It says, so they talking about their revenue, man. It says, now because we have maintenance from the king's palace, and it was not meet for us to see the king's dishonor, therefore we have sent and certified the king, that search may be made in the books of the records of thy fathers, so thou shalt find in the book of the records that and know that this city is a rebellious city. So it's like going to the history of these people, and it's talking about our forefathers who were in the right state of mind, because you had a lot of sellouts, but the righteous amongst our people, they would be hated in this world. Even the Messiah would be hated in this current world, man. They're like, look into the history books and you'll see that this is a rebellious city and hurtful unto kings and provinces. All right, and that they have moved sedition within the same old time, for which cause was this city destroyed. Okay, because they didn't bow to the Babylonians. That's why it was destroyed, which was an order actually that the king, I believe it was Jeddah, I forget the king at the time, but he wouldn't listen to Jeremiah and submit. So what happened? The Lord sent, and rebelling against the Lord is the reason we're in this state, but our forefathers were building the temple, and they seen that, and they tried to link that with them moving sedition. All they were doing was rebuilding their temple. What was the problem? Well, they understood that once we rebuilt that temple and offered up those sacrifices, our Lord would listen to us. And that's what they're trying to destroy now, this spiritual temple, because it's not like the sacrifice was done away with. I had this talk with a brother last night, and the dry bones are waking up, man. Had a talk with a childhood friend last night. It was beautiful. This is my best friend, and now he's coming into the understanding that he's an Israelite. He's not all the way there yet. He listens to a little bit of Pastor Dow and a little bit of that. And, you know, he's finding his way, you know what I'm saying? But I was talking to him, and some things I said, he was like, damn, you know, because he's under the impression all people can be saved. And when you really understand what salvation is, that's not possible, because all of the nations aren't going to have the laws written in their minds. That's only going to be the Israelites. But I was talking to him about some things, you know, and, you know, he was like, you know, he even just by listening to the what these people say about camps and great mill, he's just like, it's too much, you know. But as I talked to him, he was like, damn, now, you know, I see what you're saying. So the dry bones are waking up. There's nothing that these people can do to stop the program of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. But as we see that this is what they're trying to do again, you know, they don't want the rebuilding of this spiritual temple, because it's happening either way it goes. It says, we certify that the king, that if this city is builded again and the walls thereof set up, by this means thou shalt have no portion on this side of the river. And then the king, you know, answered, and whatever, you know, but the Lord put the spirit on the king to allow us to rebuild that temple. And that's what's happening now. And this is why he is known as the accuser of our brethren, man. Okay? He's known as the accuser, because they're going to paint us in a light that is not good either way it goes. So any little thing they can find, they're going to jump on it, man, and they're going to go in. It's basically a spiritual war. We're speaking out on the fugitive, and the fugitive is speaking out on us. You know? Let's see here. Yep, the accuser of our brethren. And he's being cast out. Revelation 12:10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now has come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our God and the power of his Hamashiach, the Savior. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night. And this whole system is set up to accuse you Israelites, okay, of being niggas. But even when you try to get righteous, even when you try to do anything for yourself, you're put in a box as a rebellious troublemaker nigga. Either anything you do is going to be associated with that. Okay? Anything we do, they're going to hate us for it, man. So the best thing we can do is just trust in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. And when you look up this word accuser, the accuser of our brethren, okay? The accuser of our brethren. That word accuser is categoreo. Basically, they try to put us in a category, an accusation that anything we do, all right, is moved with hatred and this, because we're speaking out against the other nations. Prophecy is going to be looked at as hatred, but we're not out fighting people. We're not out trying to kill people. We're not pushing that message. Now, when the spirit is put on us, prophecy does say that we're going to handle our business, you know, once the Messiah returns and brothers get spiritual power and all of that. But right now, all we're doing is building the temple. What's the big problem? All we're doing is building the spiritual temple how we see fit through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. But yet the accuser of our brethren is being cast down, and he's mad. Okay, so salvation is going to come through the accuser of our brethren being cast down. And what is that? Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. Okay? So there's going to be a lot of accusations because people follow after the so-called white man. Okay? And he thrives on having you out there in a negative light. Okay, this is actual biblical prophecy, the dry bones. This is actually happening, all right? But the world is going to be against that. This is the anti-Messiah. So how much are they going to be against the true rising of the Israelites, man? Okay? So the accuser of our brethren is being cast down. He's being exposed on a high level. So anything that he can come with, he's going to come with, man. Okay? And it says, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death. So we've already overcome, brothers. So I wanted to look up, I think I was reading a commentary here. Yeah, yep. I'm going to read some of this. This is John Gill's, what is it called? A commentary. I'm going to read this when it says, overcame him by the blood of Yahushua. It says, the Lord Yahushua, by whose blood they were redeemed and ransomed out of the hands of Satan. All right. That was stronger than they. Now, carnally they are stronger than us, and by which they were justified from all sin. And so all charges and condemnation were of no avail against them. And that's what we got coming, brothers, as a defense, man. None of these accusations are going to stand. Now, there are going to be various accusations that people are going to make against you and about you, but are they true? Absolutely not. It's not true. I've never murdered anyone. I've never raped anyone. I've never raped a child. I've never done any of these things. So when the Messiah returns, though, if you're of the elect, then none of these things that these people are saying are going to work. And that's what we have to have faith in, man. The unseen. But it's already written, okay? So all charges of condemnation were to no avail against them. Against who? The elect. Whether Satan or the world, whether of Satan, which we know who Satan is, Esau, he does the works of the spiritual demon Satan. Thessalonians tells you that. Or the world, and by which they were cleansed from all pollution, both external and internal and external, and by which even their conversation garments were washed and made white. By this they also drew nigh unto God with boldness. Okay, and that's what we're doing, as to their own God, notwithstanding the accusations of Satan. All right, and this they could and did make use of as a shield to defend them against all his charges in this being sprinkled upon them. Because when these accusations come, if you have ties to this world in your spirit, it's going to affect you in a way that's going to be unprofitable. Now, no chastening feels good when it happens, but if you allow what these people say they really get to you, you could lose the battle right here. Because it's not true, but you'll pity pat with it and worry about who believes it and, you know, what these people think. And these people are complete demons. You see, they don't care about righteousness, man. They live their lives in complete disarray and destruction. Their diets are destructive. The way they treat people. I've been listening to my family's conversation and the conversation of just average people walking around here in Oakland, and it's completely bugged out, man. Everybody's at each other's throat. There's complete hatred in this earth, strife. Everyone's destroyed, man. Nobody's seeking a righteous kingdom to be established. And when they see what you're saying, they're going to have an opinion. But if you really have ties to this world, and if you really care about the opinions of this world, if you love this world in any shape, form, or fashion, then those opinions of the world will get to you. That's why we have to put on the shield of salvation right now, you know, so that these things can just bounce off of us, man. And that's one thing that I've been working on, because I know that, you know, I come from, everybody always loved me. I never had to deal with people speaking bad against me. So to have this, you know, have the label of a pedophile and all of these things put on you, it fucked with me at first, but I'm learning now, you know, and strengthening my spirit to not give a damn about, because it's not true. And we're already covered if we're those men, and that's what makes us walk in boldness. That's what enables us to go out to the highways and byways and get even bolder when they put us on the news. They were trying to see how we would react to it, and all we did was continue to teach. You know, now you have particular agents and things that are going to, you know, work in their favor. It seems like work in their favor, but it's going to ultimately work in our favor, because everything that they do is going to be countered. They're going to fall into their own snare and trap, man. Okay, so it says, and it gave them an inward conscience peace amidst all. So knowing that we're covered and knowing that none of these things are going to stand against the elect, even if you die, you understand you'll be raised back up. That should give you a sense of peace in your spirit. Okay, it says, so it was their security from the destroying angel, which is Yahushua, under this purple covering, they went triumphantly to glory, having through it obtained an entire conquest over Satan, as also. And it said, and by the word of their testimony. So by the blood of Hamashiach, we overcame him, because the Lamb was slain from the foundation of the earth. That means those who were covered by that blood were also chosen from the foundation of the earth. So this story is already written, brothers. You know, so what these people come with, brothers, don't let it get to you. And it's going to make you mad. And it's not going to be fair. And the way they do it is going to be demonic. And you're going to know what they're actually doing. But at the end of the day, we good, brothers. All right? Because we have the truth. Okay, the engrafted word, when we heard this word, we were educated and brought to understanding of something that was already in us. Lord willing, we are of that number. But that number it's happening. You can feel the sealing of the elect happening, man. It's here. Okay? But they want to distract you with all of these different distractions, Nipsey, Russell, whatever the hell his name is, and all of these other different things. These are all distractions, but it's all prophecy too. Okay? Distractions are a part of prophecy. Okay? But we have to keep our mind on what is what. Okay? Walk in boldness, brothers. In the faith. Don't be a fool, of course, but at the end of the day, what these people are doing is not going to work. Okay, and by the word of their testimony, either by Hamashiach, the essential word they bore record of, who is sharper than the two-edged sword, and through whom they were made more than conquerors, or rather by the use they made of the scriptures of truth, the word of the spirit of the word of God, which they bore a faithful testimony. We have the testimony, brothers. That's the problem. That's why they hate you, because you are testifying against the fugitive. You are a witness. So the fugitive is going to want you dead. The fugitive ain't going to want you to live. The fugitive is going to want to downplay who you are. The fugitive going to be like, look who he murdered. Look what they doing. Look at this. And we're out there on the forefront. That's really the sacrifice. That's the biggest part of the sacrifice, is that we're out on the forefront, and our testimony is against this whole world. We're testifying against the fugitive. Our faces aren't covered. Our voices ain't altered. We're just out there, man. It's like, damn, we're bringing literally our necks to the slaughter. All right, in hopes that we're of that number. That's the sacrifice, man. You know. As many more things that are a part of the sacrifice, but we're as a lamb brought to the slaughter because of the testimony, the sacrifice of our lips. You see, this doctrine which testifies against this world, man. So we're gonna be hated, brothers, and it's not gonna be fair. Don't think Esau's gonna be fair. Don't let your spirit get weighed down by unfairness, man, because that's happened to me before, man. It's happened to various brothers, and it was all a learning experience, but this shit ain't gonna be fair. But just know that liars and wicked plans were all gonna be put to halt, man. Okay? It says, and by they bore a faithful testimony, into which they adhered, and by doing gained the victory over Satan and his instruments, whether false teachers or persecutors. All right? And that's going to happen. And that's where our victory is that we were chosen from the foundation of the earth to win. So the game is rigged, brothers. Okay? It says, they preach constantly with courage by their last testimony. They bore it at their death on the account of it, as it follows. And they love not their lives unto death. They did not value them. All right? They made no account of them. They were not anxiously careful to preserve them. We don't worry about these lives, brothers, and the fact that we're putting our necks on the line is testimony to that. But we're going to be put to a test to really see if you love not your life unto death. Because if you love your life, you're going to try to save it here, because we know that this could lead to death. So if you really don't love your life, you're going to continue in boldness, because we understand that what we're doing, we're at the threat of imminent death. We're at the threat of our families being snatched up, everything. But who cares about this life? And ultimately, we understand the victory that's going to come to those who are of that number, man. We're sealed in the victory of Hamashiach, man, Yahweh Shai, all right, through him, through Yahweh. Okay, let me get a scripture real quick. This is Romans 8:33. Who shall lay anything to the charge of God's elect? It is the Most High who justified. Who is he that condemneth? So who the hell can lay anything to the charge of the Most High's elect when they're already covered and justified from all accusations from the foundation of the earth? That should make you emboldened in the Holy Spirit and not worry so much. Now, we worry because we're in the flesh, and we get angry because we're in the flesh, but ultimately these people are not going to win, brothers. It is Hamashiach that died, and when he died, who did he die for? He died for the elect of Israel, man. Because through the elect of Israel, everything's going to be restored to righteousness. Even all of the wicked Israelites will come back all right, and be able to take hold of the covenant, man. Even the heathen will be able to witness a righteous rulership under who? The elect. Okay, outside of you Edomites, man. So who is he that condemneth? It is the most Hamashiach that died, yea, rather that is risen again, who is even at the right hand of the Most High, who also make an intercession for us. So we have the greatest intercessor that anyone could have. And he's perfect, and his judgment is not skewed. So if we are right, and if we remain upright, and if any of the accusations that these people say are not really true, then why worry about it? Now, of course, brothers, you know, when stuff comes, we bring things out just to show you how these people are complete demons and liars. We set certain records straight, but we're not worried about this bullshit, man. Because Vocab Malone is going to lose. He is not right. His spirit is wicked and evil, man. He's a demented demon. You can look at him. You can see he's not a... Would you want him at the forefront of judgment of the whole world? No. Who needs to be at the forefront of judgment of the whole world, starting with the Messiah, are those who have the laws written in them, man. And that's what we're fighting for, man, to usher in righteousness on the planet Earth. So if you're going to get mad at me for wanting righteousness on the earth and coming up against the wicked of this world, then you're wicked. And you're not going to win. The Lord ain't going to justify these people for what they're doing, man. Cherry love. Do you think the Lord is going to justify cherry love if when he returns? No. Those people are going to be confounded, brothers, to the highest level. And I believe that with my whole heart, man, with my mind. I believe that. I believe that he is. And if you believe that he is, then you know that evildoers will not win. Keep that in your spirit, brothers, and put that on as a shield, because we're covered. When it said the blood was sprinkled, the second cup, those who were chosen to win are going to win, no matter what these people say. Okay? It says, who shall separate us from the love of Hamashiach? Shall tribulation or distress or persecution or famine or nakedness or peril or sword? No. As it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. We are accounted as sheep for the slaughter. And that's what we are. We're basically chosen sacrifices, and we can't do nothing about it. This is our lot, and this is what we're going to have to go through. Being lied on. The Messiah went through it. You know, to go through it is like, damn, man, these people are wicked, but that's the price. You know, that's what comes with the territory. That's what it means to be a sacrifice. You have to bear all of that shit, man. And you can't be offended by it. It does make you mad, but it can't offend you to the point to where it troubles your spirit, to where you lose your faith, man. Nothing should separate you from the love of a Mashiach, man. Okay? Nothing, man. It said, in all things we are conquerors, all right? We are more than conquerors through him. Okay? Then the damn thing went down. Didn't think it stopped working, but hold up. It says, for I'm persuaded that neither life, nor death, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor the things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any creature shall be able to separate us from the love of the Most High, which is the love of God, which is in Hamashiach, Yahweh Shar, our Lord, our sacrifice. Under the first covenant, those sacrifices justified you, right? Well, now the sacrifice of Hamashiach justifies us, man. Ugly ass heathen. And I'll get one more, and I'll get out of here. Oh no, that ain't what I wanted. Yep, this is Sirach 51. I'll end it off here. In 1, a prayer of Yahushai, the son of Sirach. And that's not the actual Yahushai, but you know, somebody else had that name. It says, I will thank thee, O Lord and King, and praise thee, O God, my Savior. I do give praise unto thy name. For thou art my defender and helper, and hast preserved my body from destruction, and from the snare of the slanderous tongue, and from the lips that forged lies, and have been mine helper against mine adversaries, man. And they're going to use all sorts of lies and forged things. You're going to have other Israelites being tacky and doing stupid stuff. The Lord is even going to save us from our own people. We need salvation from our own people too. Because these niggas that call themselves Israelites are completely losing their minds, man. And they proud in what they're doing. They really believe that what they're doing is right. You know? Oh, man. It says, for thou art my defender and helper, and hast preserved my body, okay, from the snare of the slanderous tongue and from the lips that forged lies, and have been a helper against my adversaries, and has delivered me according to the multitude of thy mercies and greatness of thy name, from the teeth of them that were ready to devour me, out of the hands of such that sought after my life, and from manifold affliction that I had. These people are seeking after our lives, man. You see? They don't give two shits about what you got going on. They want to see you dead. These people killed us in past times. They had their way with the prophets. But now we're living in a situation where the prophets are about to get the victory, brothers. All right? We'll end off on that in Revelation, the 17th chapter or the 11th chapter. It's victory time, baby. It ain't time to lose. These people are about to lose. This is the last leg, the last stance that wickedness has. So they're going to go all out, brothers. And it's going to be ugly. Okay? It says from the choking of fire on every side. And we're about to see that. We see it now a little bit, but it's going to really come to your front door. These people are going to be following you home. These people go, we're going to be snatched up. Some of us will be, faced with life sentences, faced with the death penalty, whatever it is what the fuck it is, man. Let's get the hard part over with so that we can be justified. Understand that this is prophecy. Yahweh Shai was not offended at prophecy. Now, did he think to himself, can I have some, is there another way, Lord? Yes. He was like, damn, could you sure? Like, could you make this, is there another way? I mean, you think about that sometimes. Could we just, get there? But no, the word has to play itself out. And this is a movie, It says, from the death of the belly of hell, and from an unclean tongue, and from lying words. Vocab Malone has an unclean tongue. He's a very unclean person. His spirit is off, man. He's wicked. Christians are very, very evil. That's a very, very wicked religion, man. And the people who are a part of it, even I'm dealing with my family here in Oakland, they're completely gone. They're at war with one another. It's just demonic, man. I'm talking about some serious shit. Well, now, in which when you get into Israel, it's the same type of shit, but amongst the body of believers, there's peace. We have our friction and when we work it out, but these people are completely demonic, man. Eating shrimp and catfish, and all sorts of shit, man, is going on. Okay. It says, by accusations to the king from an unrighteous tongue, my soul drew near, even unto death. My life was near to the hell beneath. We were talking to the police who came up to our camp one day. He was like, they go up to the city hall every day complaining about getting you guys off of the streets because you're hateful. They say you incite wars. He was like, but I'm talking to you. You guys seem peaceful. So the Lord is going to justify us, man. Those who are in the right spirit. A lot of you ain't in the right spirit. It said, they compassed me on every side, and there was no man to help me. I looked for the succor of men, but there was none. And that's what's going to happen very soon, brothers. Nobody is going to be out there for us. That's why we have to be there for each other, man. That's why if you have a problem with a brother, hey, get it right, man. You may not agree with his every move. You may not agree with how he handles things, but get your spirit right and in line with that brother to where you can trust him in a time of trouble, man. Read Psalms, the 15th chapter, brothers. Read that and internalize it and try to walk with that integrity, man. Be upstanding, man. Be right in your spirit and you'll be good. That's all we got to focus on, man. It says, then I thought upon thy mercy, O Lord, upon thy acts of old, and how thou deliverest such as wait for thee, and savest them out of the hands of the enemy. Then lifted I up my supplications from the earth, and prayed for deliverance from death. Then I called upon the Lord, the Father of my Lord. Then I called upon the Lord, the Father of my Lord. Beautiful, man. The Lord said unto my Lord, sit thou at my right hand. It says that he would not leave me in the days of my trouble, and in the time of the proud when there was no help, when we're in the time of the proud. I will praise thy name continually and sing praises with thanksgiving. And so my prayer was heard. For thou savest me from destruction and deliverest me from the evil time. Therefore will I give thanks and praise thee and bless thy name, O Lord. And see, before this chapter, he was speaking of the acts of old, the men of the Lord. When you read verse 40, starting at Sirach 44, what did he say? Let us now praise famous men. Then he went through all of the acts of the righteous men and how and what they did, because we're basically a continuation of the Noah, David, Zerubbabel, Hezekiah. We're basically a continuation of the righteous of our people, man, who through their acts and faith, all right, we were able to forward, all right, and this time it's going to be unto salvation. And that's what I want to get, because we're in a time of, basically receiving a victory, man. The prophets, commentary. Let's get this Bible. Revelation 11:18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come. All right, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and unto the saints, and them that fear thy name. Okay, both small and great. All right. And give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints. Okay, to the saints. Okay, reward is coming, brothers. And them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them that destroy the earth. And Esau has destroyed the earth, man. All right, but even within that, there's some beauty in it. But wait till we get a hold of it. Wait till the righteous rulers of this earth actually are set up, man. We go show y'all how to party in righteousness. With that, man, give all praise to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakach Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the elect. Shalom.